This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Friday, the 5th day of October in the year 2018. Here's what we're tracking tonight. A clearly incensed and frustrated chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission today complained that the Elections Commission has found itself facing designs and machinations to stymie the operations and coming into force of the elections. GCOM Chairman Justice James Patterson told reporters at a press conference today that there is mischief afoot, internally and externally.
The Commission has been experiencing at every turn designs and machinations to stymie the operations and coming into force the coming elections. Mischief is afoot, internal as well as external. I find that very troubling.
Asked to offer details, the chairman would only say that he finds it very worrying that almost every time there is a meeting of the commission, private discussions would make their way into the public domain moments after the meeting. Mr. Patterson said he is convinced that the objective of the efforts is to stall the forthcoming local government elections, which are set to take place on November 12th.
It's self-evident that the object is to stall the forthcoming elections. I feel sad to have to report to you that since my regime here, it seems to be that integrity has been put in a blind trust.
The GCOM chairman, who is a retired judge, also said that while he understands and supports the right of anyone to move to the courts to have their issues addressed, there seems to be a move to use the legal system as a tool of disruption against GCOM.
It seems that the understandable use of the legal system has become a tool of disruption. I am not saying people who are aggrieved should not have access to the courts.
The opposition People's Progressive Party currently has a number of cases in the court against the Guyana Elections Commission and the Chief Elections Officer. Those cases range from elections petitions to objections to the new local authority areas. The Elections Commission chairman today also raised concern that the issue of race is also being used in the efforts to stymie the work of the commission. Justice Patterson said he has done all that is humanly possible to bring the two sides closer to an understanding, but they appear to be drifting further apart. The Elections Commission today indicated its readiness for local government elections. A public awareness campaign to prepare voters for Elections Day is set to begin within days. More news coming up in a moment.
This Christmas, get a loan for your dream car with an extended repayment term. Spruce up your home with that renovation you always wanted and take advantage of low or no down payment. Get new appliances so you can cook up a storm. You'll get same-day approval. Plus, you can win a getaway to a destination of your choice. Visit RepublicGuyana.com today to find out how.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Get ready to ride it, ride it. Ready to ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it, ride the wave. Open up the new vibe, drink up the boldness inside. Radical and fresh and wild, catch the wave now. Ride bold, ride fresh, ride strong. Come on, ride the wave. Taste the action, satisfaction, perfection. Wave, 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 wave.
Ride the new wave of excitement sweeping Guyana. Wave Pale Ale, a premium, full-bodied, strong and refreshing alcoholic brew, crafted to perfection for a bold, young, radical you. Don't settle for anything less. Catch a Wave Pale Ale and ride it today.
Wave Pale Ale.
Crafted to perfection.
Welcome back. The three men who were arrested by the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit during an alleged cocaine handover on Wednesday found themselves before a city magistrate this afternoon, facing drug possession and illegal gun charges. The three men were all remanded to jail. Appearing in court this afternoon, Andre Singh of Diamond on the East Bank of Demerara, Clifford Govaya of Little Barry East Coast Demerara, and O'Neill Sharon of Sandy Bab Street Kitty all pleaded not guilty to the charges. It was explained to the court that on the 3rd of October at the Rupert Craig Highway in the vicinity of the Kitty seawalls, the three had 5.582 kilograms of cocaine in their possession for the purpose of trafficking. On the same day, a search of the home of Andre Singh revealed an additional 6.6 grams of the illegal substance. The men were also charged in connection with the discovery of two unlicensed firearms. Kanu prosecutor Konya Sandiford objected to bail on all the charges. She told the court that the three men were under surveillance for a while and provided statements to Kanu investigators after they were nabbed with the cocaine during the handover. The attorneys representing the interests of the men argued that the cocaine may have been found in a car that had access to more than one person. Even with that argument, the magistrate denied bail and remanded all of the accused to prison until the 17th of October, when the case will come up again. Let's tell you now that the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit has issued a wanted bulletin for an East Coast Demerara woman who it wants to question about the shipment of a large quantity of cocaine to Canada in a bauxite ship from Guyana. Last evening, Kanu announced that it wants to speak to Rosemary Singh, also known as Rose of Annandale on the East Coast of Demerara. The woman is the owner of the Rose Hangout Bar, which is located at Enterprise. Back in September, over 175 pounds of cocaine was discovered in the hold of a bauxite ship that arrived in Canada from Guyana. The investigations in Canada led to the arrest of two men there, including a Guyanese national. Kanu is now asking for anyone with information that could lead to the arrest of Rosemary Singh, also known as Rose, to contact Kanu on telephone numbers 227-3507 or 226-0431. And more drug matters to report. The US-based Guyanese private jet pilot who had pleaded guilty to bulk cash smuggling into the US has now been convicted on drug trafficking charges. 2 years ago, the man Kamraj Lal was charged by US authorities for being in possession with intent to distribute cocaine and the importation of cocaine into the US. He has now been found guilty of those charges and faces up to 10 years in jail. According to the original indictment, between December 2013 and February 10, 2015, Lal conspired to bring more than 5 kilograms of cocaine from Guyana into the United States. The pilot was accused and has been found guilty of transporting the cocaine on his flights from Guyana to the US aboard his private jet. During the trial, the court learned that the cocaine was transported to Rochester, New York, and processed, repackaged, and distributed in various quantities of both powder and crack cocaine through multiple sellers in the Rochester area. Before the cocaine charges, Lal was taken into custody in Puerto Rico and charged for smuggling over $600,000 on his private jet. The flight was heading to Guyana and was on a fuel stop in Puerto Rico when the bust was made. He pleaded guilty to those charges, but fought the drug trafficking charges, which he has now lost. At the time of his arrest, Lal was preparing to expand his operations in Guyana and had even been granted permission a few years ago to set up his own private hangar at the Cheddi Jagan Airport. And finally, this evening, the Ministry of Public Health and the Pan American Health Organization have launched the second phase of the Mass Drug Administration campaign for the elimination of lymphatic filariasis. At the outdoor launch of the Square of the Revolution, officials from the Ministry of Health and PAHO noted the achievements from the first phase of the program, which took place last year.
While continuing to commend the hard work of the MDA team last year, we look forward to an even better MDA campaign this year. With this year setting firmly toward our common goal to a Guyana free from filaria transmission.
The goal of the campaign is to eliminate lymphatic filariasis as a public health problem in Guyana, in keeping with Guyana's commitment to meet the target for the elimination, which has been set by the World Health Organization. The campaign will officially begin on Monday, as field agents inclusive of healthcare providers will be going out into communities and into some schools to administer the drug to protect persons against lymphatic filariasis. Lymphatic filariasis is also known as elephantitis. Health professionals describe it as a human disease caused by parasitic worms. Most cases of the disease have no symptoms, but some people, however, develop severe swelling in the arms, legs, breasts, or genitals. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. Gordon Mosley reporting.